Hello everybody, and welcome to what will be a quick, hopefully quick this time, Game News Roundup going over the Microsoft's latest earnings report, as well as a Phil Spencer, Microsoft's gaming CEO interview that came out at the time of this recording earlier today. So Microsoft in its latest earnings report, which is for the first quarter of its 2023 fiscal year, quarter which ended September 30th, 2022, Xbox's gaming revenue increased slightly, by slightly, I mean less than 1%, year on year, from $3.59 billion for the same quarter a year ago to $3.61 billion in the latest quarter. This is also the best September quarter ever for Xbox in terms of revenue. Xbox content and services decreased 3%. This is mainly games, first-party games, third-party games, DLC, microtransactions, and whatnot. They did say this is due to declines in first-party content and third-party content with lower engagement hours and higher monetization. They did say the drop was partially offset by the growth in the number of Xbox Game Pass subscriptions and Xbox hardware revenue. Xbox Series X and Series S. Hardware revenue grew 13% year over year. So there's been again, this is revenue, not total sales. Microsoft hasn't released any quite exact figures for Xbox sales in a long time. I mean, they did in its report with the CMA, UK CMA, that it was the Xbox install base was 63.7 million at the end of 2021, which would be Xbox One plus Xbox Series X and S sales, which our VGChartz estimates actually show we were a little bit low, but looking at things, it was our Xbox One we were a little low to, and then bring it up. But also, they didn't say if it was shipped or sold. But overall, Microsoft as a whole company reported revenue was up 11% year on year to $50 billion in 3 months. And its net income did decrease 14%. It was down 14%. Its profits were down 14% to $17.5 billion. To put this in perspective, Microsoft bought Bethesda for $7.5 billion. That is more than 2 of that. And they're, if the deal passes, buying Activision Blizzard for $68 billion. I forget the exact number, but that's basically Microsoft's profits in 1 year will pay for its Activision Blizzard acquisition. And our latest VGChartz estimates. Through the week ending October 15th, we have our Series X and S estimates at 17.5 million. And the Series X and S continues to be the fastest selling Xbox generation, tracking ahead of the original Xbox, the 360, and the Xbox One. Also in their, well, I'll say in the report, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, in their earnings call with investors, did reveal PC Game Pass subscribers has grown by 159% year over year. Now, what was the number a year ago? I have no idea. They haven't said. We do know, is it in January? Microsoft said there's over 25 million Game Pass subscribers, but of course that's PC, Xbox, Game Pass Ultimate, and yeah. So, but hard to say what was PC Game Pass at a year ago. But 159% year over year growth, even if it was small, that's a good. I'd say that's decent. Has also stated that there's over 20 million people have tried Xbox Cloud Gaming, and nearly half of all Xbox Series S buyers are new to the Xbox ecosystem, so they've never owned an Xbox console before, or I guess played their Xbox games on a PC. And gaming has also seen usage growth on all platforms. So yeah, gaming is seeing growth. The amount of usage by its players on, I guess, even platforms being Xbox and PC. So yeah, Nadella, we saw usage growth across all platforms, driven by the strength of console, PC Game Pass subscriptions increased 159% year over year. With cloud gaming, we're transforming how games are distributed, played, and viewed. More than 20 million people have used the service to stream games to date. As we look towards the holidays, we offer the best value in gaming with Game Pass and Series S, and nearly half of all Series S buyers are new to our ecosystem. That is what Microsoft CEO stated. And looking towards the next, for the holiday quarter, or the second quarter of the 2023 fiscal year, the quarter ending December 31st. They do expect to see Xbox gaming revenue to decline in the low to mid-teens compared to last year, which was mainly due to last year seeing a stronger first-party lineup with the release of Halo Infinite and Forza Horizon 5, while this year has... Well, it was going to have Starfield, but that was delayed in, like, June to next year. So they don't really have much in the way of a first-party lineup for this year. So that's what they're thinking is the main reason for the drop in Xbox gaming revenue. They also do expect the number of Xbox Game Pass subscribers to continue to grow. They also expect Xbox content and services to see a similar drop to overall gaming revenue. So, software sales will drop. I mean, with less games out, would make sense. And now going into a interview Phil Spencer did with the Wall Street Journal's Live Tech earlier today. Basically, he went on talking about a bunch of different things, but this first article I wrote is about Call of Duty. Microsoft, he basically says Microsoft will treat Call of Duty just like it does with Minecraft, and he actually would also love to see Call of Duty come out on the Nintendo Switch. How well would his Call of Duty run on the Switch? Probably pretty poorly, which would make me think it would be a cloud version on the Switch in order to get Call of Duty to run on it. There has been a handful of games released on the Switch that are a cloud version only. Yeah. So Phil Spencer's direct quote, Call of Duty specifically will be available on PlayStation. I love to see it on Switch. I love to see the game playable on many different screens. Our intent is to treat Call of Duty like Minecraft. The opportunity is really about mobile for us when you think about 3 billion people playing video games. There's only about 200 million households that own a video game console. So they plan to release Call of Duty on more platforms, much like, they bought Mojang in 2014, and Minecraft not only stayed multi-platform, but is, it's available on PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo platforms, iOS, Android, obviously PC. It also at some point saw release on 3DS, Wii U, 360, PS3, Vita, and whatnot. Although I don't think any of those versions are really updated anymore. But yeah, so I would expect if Activision Blizzard becomes part, and it sounds like Activision Blizzard becomes part of Xbox, that the deal gets approved, Call of Duty will remain multi-platform. Now, they haven't said anything about any other games from Activision or Blizzard. We don't know. I mean, I would assume all will still be on Xbox and PC. It's just will it come out on PlayStation or Nintendo console? That's a question mark. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, also the main thing is they want to grow Game Pass, and then having Call of Duty Day 1 on Game Pass will be a good way to help grow Game Pass. And another thing also he said in the interview, we might see some price increases at some point in the future for Xbox. So, yeah. For us running the business, we have to look at the return on our business, the cost of the business, said Phil Spencer. We've held price on our console, we've held price on games for us, and our subscription. I don't think we'll be able to do that forever. I do think at some point we'll have to raise some prices on certain things. He did say some prices and certain things, so I personally wouldn't expect to see an increase in price on the Series X or Series S. I could see them raising the price of their games from, $60 to $70 to do what, Sony has with the PlayStation games being $70, or Take-Two, or Rockstar. I think Ubisoft as well. Just pretty much all the major publishers are releasing their games at $70 now. Although I think Nintendo still does $60 for games. Although I wouldn't be surprised if the Switch successor sees $70 games from Nintendo. Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's just speculation. I could be completely wrong. But Phil Spencer continued, but going into this holiday, we thought it was important to maintain the prices that we have because we think consumers right now are more uncertain than they have been in a long time, and I want our medium of video games to be something they find attractive. So definitely no price increases on anything this year. Oh, also, I wouldn't be surprised if Game Pass goes up in price at some point. It's been $10 for years and years for regular Game Pass, whether it's on PC or on Xbox, and then Game Pass Ultimate is $15 a month. I could see them in the future raise it, from $10 a month to $12 a month for regular Game Pass or PC Game Pass, and then maybe $15 a month to, $18 a month or something for Game Pass Ultimate. A little increase. We've seen Netflix go up in price, Disney Plus go up in price recently, or is going to. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember if Disney Plus actually has gone up in price, but it's going up from $8 a month to $11 a month. I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain it's $8 to $11 a month for Disney Plus. So, but yeah, might see some increase in prices for some Xbox products in the future. Again, I'm gonna guess we might see games going from $60 to $70 and Game Pass going up another $1 or $2 a month. And another thing, Phil Spencer revealed Xbox Game Pass is profitable and accounts for about 15% of Xbox revenue. So, Phil Spencer said, Game Pass as an overall part of our content and services revenue is probably 15%. I don't think it gets bigger than that. So he doesn't expect the Game Pass to be a higher percent than 15% of the overall revenue for Xbox. I think the overall revenue grows, so 15% of a bigger number. So he's expecting Xbox revenue to keep growing over the years, but Game Pass to still remain 15% of that bigger number. But they don't see a future where 50 to 70% of revenue comes from Xbox Game Pass. He doesn't see that coming in the future. He added, he believes, I think it will stay in that 10 to 15% of our overall revenue, and it is profitable. So Xbox Game Pass has been confirmed profitable. And since he did say it accounts for about 15% of their revenue, gaming revenue, Microsoft did reveal $3.61 billion in revenue last quarter, which means Game Pass at 15% of that probably brought in around $540 million in revenue last quarter. Multiply that, if it's the same every quarter. I mean, it's probably not and wouldn't be. Multiply that by 4. We're talking about a little over $2 billion a year in revenue from Xbox Game Pass. And again, he did say it was profitable. Now, is it bringing in a ton of money profits or is it bringing in a tiny profit? We don't know. But it is bringing in some profit. So, and he did add, as much like Satya Nadella said with that huge increase in Game Pass for PC, Spencer did say, we're seeing incredible growth on PC. On console, I've seen growth slow down, mainly because at some point, you reached everybody on console that wants to subscribe. So he's still seeing huge growth on PC for Game Pass subscribers, but a slowing down of growth in subscribers on console. Now, the console market has generally been fairly stagnant over the last 20 years. Some minor fluctuations, but if you look at the combined sales of Xbox and PlayStation consoles, each generation, they've been roughly the same every generation within 5 or 10 million. PS2 plus original Xbox, PS3 and 360, and PS4 and Xbox. And obviously this generation, who knows? Maybe it'll buck the trend, and with, the PS5 being in such high demand, and the Xbox Series X and S being the fastest selling Xbox generation. But I wouldn't be surprised if it lands around the same area. But we'll see at the end of the generation where things land. So, yeah, that's going to be about it for today's Game News Roundup, going over the Xbox earnings, Microsoft earnings, and Phil Spencer interview. So if you enjoyed this quick little roundup, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe, and leave a comment if you have anything to add, anything I missed, anything I was wrong you want to correct on, or whatnot. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. See you all in the next video.